Hi everyone, I'm Amy from Tea and Toast, and today with me I have Steve Burton from Red Dot. Hi Steve, how are you?
Hi, Amy. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure, and thanks for joining. I'd like to tell everyone that we're connected to a little bit about some of our community partners, and that's what this interview series is about. So I'm wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about yourself and Red Dot.
Sure. So I come from, I guess, about 32 years experience in the telecommunications business. I had healthcare as one of the vectors and the sections that I had in there. In 2011, I retired and was looking for different opportunities and startups. So I ran a number of different startups and got involved with the teams that were doing those startups. And we had one of our, I'll say, key community teams here, FCI Communications, who basically was looking for us to go in and respond to a bid to really partner with Briere Continuing Care in order to provide emergency response services for seniors. And that's where I've been for the last couple of years, is working with a really great team and certainly community partners like yourself in order to look at a number of mobile services that are available for seniors.
Terrific. We've been working with as Tea and Toast. We've been working with Briere Helpline for years and years, and now we've got a very good relationship with Red Dot. So I was excited to see you guys join. Can you tell everyone a little bit more about the products you offer? Can you give them an idea of things that they could contact you for and what they might be used for?
Sure. So you had mentioned Briere, and in that partnership, Briere had a technology that was the helpline service. And I think everybody kind of knows that technology, which worked just in the home. And it was kind of that fallen and I can't get up type of approach. And that technology is still very much available. And under the Red Dot label, we continue to provide that in-home service. This is kind of what the service looks like. And within that service, it's used for mainly connection in the home. That in-home service is there where someone would wear a pendant of this type, either around their neck or on their wrist. And if anything ever happened from an emergency type of view, what they would do is push the button. It would go through this, and it would go to a 24/7 monitoring station, who in turn would talk to the individual through this, and in turn start a triage with a number of people, either family, caregiver, and so forth, who would help them out in an emergency situation. This service has been around a long time. It's rock solid, but it works on a landline, and a lot of people are starting to remove their landlines. And as I had mentioned, it works only in the home. So that's the in-home service that we provide. With people moving on from landlines, and for those that just need coverage in the home but don't have a landline, we're bringing on a second product that works either over cellular or voice over IP, which is newer technology that a lot of people would have in residences or in their homes. And that way a landline is not required. We always had a focus really on seniors wanting to be safe, active, and independent. And we've spent a lot of time under Red Dot looking at mobile technologies that would allow seniors, those with chronic illnesses and so forth, to use something inside the home, but more importantly, when they leave the four walls, whether they're driving, whether they're walking in the park, at an event, that they would still have some sort of coverage. So this is a mobile unit. This actually would go around the neck, on the waist, or on their wrist. What I like about this is that no matter where they are, no matter where there's cell coverage, if they push this button, again, they can talk to the monitoring station directly through this. So if they were having an emergency event as they were driving, they push that button, that would go to the monitoring station. This in turn would then go to a caregiver or a family member that would show the GPS coordinates of, number one, there's been an emergency call. Secondly, where the individual is. And of course, from a triage point of view, that makes it much easier for people to locate where they are and to do something about that.
That's amazing, because then they don't have to worry about dialing any numbers, even trying to get out a phone or even calling 911 is tricky because they still need to tell them kind of where they are and what's happening and things like that, right? So if they push the button, I would expect that that would hopefully be a really quick service for them and less complicated in general, right? Trying to find the phone and everything like that.
Yeah, most people that are in an emergency situation, the first thing that they think about is, I'm in trouble. And a lot of times wondering where their phone is or who to call or to find a number, it's very difficult. Having devices like this, where if they are able to push the button, all of a sudden they've got that peace of mind that they're covered no matter where they are. One of the features that are really, really important in both the in-home unit as well as the mobile unit is fall detection. In the in-home unit, that's a feature. You do pay more for that feature, but it certainly allows people that if they fall and can't push the button, can still connect with the monitoring station. It detects a fall, and someone can help them in a difficult situation. On this unit, which is a cloud-based type service, the caregiver or the family member has the ability to turn fall detection on as the individual needs it. One of the biggest problems we have is that a lot of people don't include technology like this in their care plans early in the cycle. This is really, really important to have features that people, as they still want to be independent and safe, but if they're managing a disease and it gets more difficult, then people can add features as they need those features. I'll give you one more. In here, there's a situation where people can provide geofencing, which is a barrier that says, I'm very comfortable with a loved one walking 1 or 2 blocks, but if they go outside that, they want to be notified either on their phone and so forth, to make sure that that person either doesn't get lost or in a difficult situation. So this is really safety as a service. It's a mobile device. It has many, many features. And as what I really like about this is that it covers inside the house as well as anywhere they go where there's cell coverage. And the caregiver connects family and caregiver. So I always go, it connects where to care, which I think is really important function.
That's amazing. I didn't know that you had the geo-fencing as well. That's great. I mean, a lot of the clients we work with are, they are wandering, quote unquote, but not wandering actively trying to get out anywhere. They just want to go into an environment that they're used to, but the family gets a little concerned, and that would be really great for those families. And not to mention, like, even when we're in the house with our clients who are trying to decide between retirement living and staying home, we also coach them on contacting Red Dot because, I usually say to them, at the very least, if you want to stay safe and prolong your time at home, at least get some sort of monitoring system and wear it. Because usually what they tell me is it's on their walker or it's on the table. And so sometimes they make the adjustment of getting it, but then they still don't wear it. And that falls have been kind of number one going forward of what is making people have to move more immediately, right? If they would just kind of take the precautions in the interim, then they might be able to stay in their home a little bit longer, is what we've been finding.
I think that's a really, really important part for people to understand is when you look at a care plan, there's so many moving parts of a good care plan. And as people move on in their life, those plans become more sophisticated in the care that they need and so forth. But technology can move all the way through that cycle. And as I said, there's features available that as the disease or as what they're dealing with gets worse, still allows them to be very functional and very active, but you can have the features as they need them. And I think what's really important is the connection that they have with their family. If you look at the situation that we're going through right now, people aren't always able to go and visit and so forth. But with this, at least they know they're safe. They know they're connected to a 24/7 monitoring station that's keeping an eye on them. They can know where they are if they are going out for exercise. And of course, if they ever had a fall or anything, then that would be detected and they'd be notified. So that's what technology is supposed to do. And it will get more powerful and it'll get better as time goes on as well.
Amazing. If we could just get people to use it, eh?
Well, that's a really important point as well. Is I look at myself, I'm moving into those years. We're all very proud people. And I think the importance is that we want to live as safe as we can. We want to use what's available to us. And you can't be too proud to not wear these things. And more importantly, your family really cares, and caregivers want to be very involved in the care plan. So this is a great way to connect everyone. It's a great way to feel safe, and the technology can help you live a very, very comfortable, independent life for a long time.
Terrific. Can you talk a little bit about the process? Like if a client was coming and they were interested in one of the products from Red Dot, what's the process of signing up? Do they have to have a contract? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so what we have found, because Red Dot is not a manufacturer of products, we look for best of breed of what's out there, and we're constantly looking for new technology that's available. And as you know, technology becomes outdated, we look for newer things that are could be better for seniors and so forth. The process, we want to keep that easy as well. So we think we have really great service. If people want to know about the products, there's different ways. One is we have a website, and they can come in through the website. We also have a call center. So there's a number that people can call, and we have a really great team that will handle those questions. The most important part of it really is the discussion that goes on between family and the individual on filling out an application that really has health background. I think what really sets us apart is if you do a really good job on providing background on the health situation, when the monitoring station is talking to the individual, it's helpful to know that they've got asthma or they're dealing with a certain kind of medication and so forth. So we have a very personalized service that is very helpful there. So we do ask that an application is filled out. Our team can absolutely take people through that, and they can discuss how to fill that application. When that application is completed, then what we do is we look at the device that's been selected based on the lifestyle that that individual is living. We commission the product, and then most of our services are basically self-install. So we commission it, we get it ready for the individual, we customize it, and then we send it out. And we like the fact that we can do that. It's pretty easy to set up. With the in-home units, if a truck is required in the Ottawa and surrounding area, then there can be a bit of a charge to roll the truck if that's required. But I would say in most cases, because we handle clients across Canada, self-install is pretty easy on all the products. I did also mention to you, I've got two other products, more for dementia care and more for in-home care as well. But we can get to that based on how you want to deal with that with the questions that you got.
Yeah, well, I wanted to tell people a little bit more about the dementia products because we work with a lot of clients at Tea and Toast that need some sort of in-between option from a secured floor in a retirement home to living completely independent. So maybe you could touch on them just a minute.
Yeah, so one thing, again, we've noticed is we've done a lot of work on this, and there's terrific technology in most places inside a resident. So for example, whether it's a nurse call system or so forth, there's very good technology that helps seniors keep safe in there. If a person is in their own home, or if they're, as I mentioned, they're venturing beyond the four walls, most of our technology is very, very helpful for people that are mobile. And there's quite a few seniors that are very mobile and very active. So most of our technology, although it works inside a home, which is good, but once they go beyond the four walls, then that's where most of these technologies step up. One of the ones that we've had for, I'm going to say early onset dementia, but a lot of people are still very active, but they're dealing with memory care challenges. This is a new product that we're looking at. We've had it for about a year and a half, and these are soles that are worn in the shoe. They're kind of like the Dr. Scholl type intersole where they can be got in different sizes, they can be trimmed. But the technology is in here that when it's in the shoe, when people leave the house, it has GPS technology. So it's a cloud-based service. People can see where the individual is, And with that GPS tracking, if somebody is wandering or it becomes in a bad situation, neighbors, or they can deal with 911, where they'll know where the individual is. This also has geofencing on it, meaning you can set up boundaries. And the boundaries are really there for if people are okay to go to the park, but once they go beyond, that's a more difficult situation. Then they have the ability through the cloud-based service in order to create those boundaries and be notified when something goes on. This technology is moving to 4G on the cell network. And the reason I'm telling you that is two big advantages. Number one is the battery life will go from about 36 hours to about 4 days. The cost will become less expensive in order to do that. And I think the features will become more powerful. So around April, May timeframe, a lot of people, this will be a very exciting product.
Awesome. That's terrific.
And the last piece is, yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Tell us one more. Yeah.
And the last one is more people are looking to do what I would call self-care, self-help, meaning it's really important to measure vital signs, be able to monitor them on a daily basis, and not always have to get in a car and drive either to a medical center and so forth. So we're now looking at this technology. This is a technology out of Kitchener, which people can either do an app on their phone or they can go through this tablet. And what it allows them to do is vital sign monitoring, heart rate, oxygen to the blood, temperature. They can do weight scale. And there's an added component to this that those with diabetes can track, in some cases, clinicians to come in and measure the vital signs before they get into what I would call an emergency type situation. So this is a brand new technology. It's in the health and wellness space, and this is becoming more and more involved in a care plan that people are providing to care to the home in order to take people who want to continue to live in their own home, but really take care from a self-care point of view with technology helping to do so.
That's amazing. Can you tell everyone how they would get a hold of you, a website address, so that anyone that's interested can have a visit?
Yeah, so I mentioned that we have a call center, and that team it can be reached at area code 613-244-2400. And if you go on our website, we also have a toll-free number on there as well for those people that are outside the local calling area. And if they want to go on the website, if you go to red.alerts.ca, then you'll get into our website and you'll be able to see the products that we have. As I had mentioned, the subscription form or application form is on there. And I think the importance of really talking to someone is that people are managing different things. So it's important to talk to somebody of what the requirements are, what the family needs, what's the best technology to help them based on what they're dealing with, but also what's going to keep them active, mobile and independent for a long time. And I think that's what we're really interested in, is trying to help people be as comfortable and independent as they can for as long as possible.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it, Steve. And if everybody could go and have a look at your website and all the different products, that would be terrific. Because like I said, we've been working with you guys and Briere Helpline for years, and a lot of our clients really do enjoy the different types of products. So thanks again for coming on and speaking with me today.
Thanks so much, Amy. I really appreciate your time.